This is a part of an essay titled Redeeming Meanness. You already know me. 4 more names. Dolly, an old Springer Spaniel abandoned at a shelter. Michael, my husband. Beth, the woman who took Dolly into Springer Spaniel Rescue. And Duffy, a Springer Spaniel who lived with me for a long time. And this excerpt starts when Michael and I get to the shelter in Charlotte to whisk the dog away to safety. We lift Dolly out of her metal cage, and her toenails click across the linoleum floor. Dolly's smell fills my nostrils. Only one word can describe her fragrance. She stings. Lazarus. I think of the King James translation of Jesus' raising of Lazarus from the dead. When Jesus ordered the stone of the tomb to be rolled away, Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. Lazarus' sister, Martha, said, "Lord, by this time, he's stinking." Dolly has been at the shelter for 6 days. Her smell is a combination of feces, dirty ears, and old dog. The fur on her back is matted, her feet are filthy. Quickly, we learn one of Dolly's quirks. She passes gas frequently. The ability to pass gas must be a special Springer Spaniel gift. Duffy possessed the Springer gift in abundance. His clouds would wake me from deep sleep. Old Springers. I realize one reason I'm here. Dolly's picture brought Duffy's memory to life. I kept Duffy safe to his last moment. He lived out his days in peace. I want the same for Dolly. Lazarus walked out from his tomb, bound in grave clothes. Jesus said, "Loose him and let him go." Dolly walks with us to the grooming room. We gather towels and shampoo and lift Dolly into a huge gray metal tub. She quivers. People she's just met are soaking her with warm water. She does not know whether we're going to bathe her or drown her. Dead fur floats down the drain. I trim matted hair from her ears and legs. Dolly is free from her grave clothes. We take her home. Dolly spends 3 blessedly quiet days with us. She sleeps in a kennel in my study on a soft bed of towels. Dolly plunges into the sleep of old dogs. When I enter the room, she does not wake. Bending down, I study her face. All the way across her forehead stretches a scar, a long, thin line where fur will never grow back. Perhaps she scratched her face, trying to go under a fence. I fear worse. After all, we have learned that someone abandoned her in the parking lot at the shelter. Dolly has been branded by meanness. Now she rests in my study. We're redeeming the meanness she suffered. Tuesday evening brings Beth, as promised. We lift Dolly into Beth's car. Dolly expels a puff of gas, and she and Beth drive off into the gathering darkness. A few days later, Beth emails. She received a phone call from a friend asking if she'd been able to save Dolly. She replied, I kind of laughed and said there were a lot of angels working to save her. Beth brings good tidings. Already Dolly is in her new home, resting in front of a fireplace. Her forever home, we call it in the rescue world. We saved Dolly. She will live out her days in comfort, free at last from fear. But for every Dolly we save, hundreds more tremble in concrete kennels and metal cages. I wish I were an angel who could swoop down, unlock every kennel, and spirit each dog to a safe home. I wish I could embody the power of archangels and pronounce the Lord's release. I want to be their Gabriel, but I am no angel. And alone, I cannot sustain the work of snatching dogs from the jaws of death. So I move among the legions of mercy. We are an army, fighting the meanness of this world with the only weapons that never rust and never fail: love, mercy, and small acts of kindness.
Two short pieces. Grieved and glad. Septimus brushed his hand, tanned or red or black or brown, across his forehead, glistening in the hot Alabama sun. walking along, bending now and then stooping to gather the fruits of the earth, the bitter fruits, healing roots and herbs he had once upon a time brought to his mother. She had been gone for 2 months now, and in his grief he had wandered the fields of red clay, gathering up and storing as before. Now there was no mother, yet the harvest grew. He stopped to sniff the air. He could smell horse mint and sassafras, wormwood and red root, the medicine of the ages, red man's, black man's, white man's, poor man's, for their time of need. He reached down and touched a plant's jagged leaves and fingered the bright red berry, the ginseng. After the digging, Septimus moved on and topped the hill. He looked over the field before him, once barren, wiped out by desire and greed, the southern pines and poplars slowly making their way to their former place, their former glory. He could feel them reaching. His hair was graying now. Mother had noticed, even in the long, quick days before she was gone. She had reached up, touched his sideburns, and said, quavering, "I like that little touch of gray, Septimus. Yes, I like it very much. Looks quite distinguished." She had smiled and let her hand fall back onto her quilted lap. The quilt was old. It was so old, ragged with age and use, made before his time, before hers. He followed her hand as it dropped to her lap. He stared at it. "How old are you?" she asked. "What? How old are you? You don't remember when I was born?" She smiled, wrinkling. "Of course I do, son. I just don't remember when it happened." "I'm 60 years old in December, Mother." "Yes, that's right." She smacked her lips and nodded her head, touching the gray sideburns. "I like that little touch of gray." Soon she was gone. He grieved and was glad, gripping the ginseng in his calloused hand. Burnout. A monologue. "I'll tell you what I want." Come to think of it, what exactly do I want? I used to want to be published in exclusive journals, solicited to speak at prestigious conferences overseas, in Europe, in Paris, all expenses paid. I wanted to be so valuable to the university, I could thumb my nose at the presidents and VPs and deans, and especially department chairs, like Dr. C.J. Hamilton, who just has to lord over me his award-winning dissertation, The Reawakening of Chartism, and the writings of Thomas Carlyle in the post-Victorian, pre-Edwardian epoch. Do you know what he said when I told him that I had my students all meet me at the great vegan restaurant in Asheville? He said it was stupid. A lot better than sitting around on a bunch of hard chairs in straight little rows, listening to Dr. Hamilton drone on and on about Sartor Resartus and Queen Victoria's increasing seclusion. We had a good meal, raised a few organic brews, and I was that's when I did that. And then we decided we were going to go and search for that famous O. Henry plaque embedded in the sidewalk near the cafe. We found it. I didn't tell them that when the writer came to Asheville, he was a sick and penniless drunk. How could I tell a group of 20-somethings in a creative writing class that I knew all their dreams would come to nothing? But then we all drove together over to the Grove Park Inn to find the F. Scott Fitzgerald room. They all wanted to see the place where Fitzgerald did not write while he waited for Zelda to slowly lose her mind. We found the room, but I think we had all underestimated the effect of that many beers, organic or not, on our critical thinking skills. We had a hard time finding the room, and when we did and got in there, how did we get in there? The concierge wasn't too happy that we barged in on those German tourists. Before the burly one threw us out, I did get a glimpse around the room, nice but ordinary, nothing special about it at all, really. I mean, why should there be? Fitzgerald just sat there, day in and day out, not writing and drinking himself into mind-numbing oblivion. On second thought, although I can't tell you what I do want, I can't tell you what I don't want. I don't want to do this anymore.